It's a little bit hard to speak about best, actually. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to participate in this esteemed conference. Great honor for me to participate in one of the international conference on tourism and heritage management. Actually, the Egyptian delegate are 10 participants or 9 participants. So I'd like to thank actually the coordinator, Dr. Mahander Reddy, because I used to send him like 10 emails or 15 emails per day, but he was so patient and he provided me with all the information available at that time. Okay. Let's go directly to the topic which I'm going to present. The topic is the intangible heritage as a tool for promoting sustainable tourism. The case of hand waving in NITHM and Bhushan, India. You know all, I think, Bhushan, right? Guys, you know Bhushan? Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna. The main objective of this research, actually, why I choose NITHM and Bhushan before the main objective of the research. I choose NITHM and Bhushan because I had the chance to visit both of them. NITHM is one of the villages in my country, and to be more specific, in my governorate in Sohag, I'm from Upper Egypt, from a small city, from a small governorate called Sohag, and NITHM is one of the villages in Sohag governorate. And I got the chance to visit Bhushan in 2014 when I was a participant in an NITHM institute to study a training course on tourism and management. So I got the chance to visit both of them. I found a lot of similarities. Both of them is famous in hand waving, and both of them is very famous in Egypt and in India. And I found that both of them also are suffering because they are facing a lot of challenges that cannot be dealt with by the practitioners, by the hand wavers. And I found that if we manage to solve such a problem, we can create what we call in tourism unique selling point. We can diversify our tourism product. Here is NITHM. Here is one of, the hand waver in NITHM, and here is one of the hand waver in Bhushan. You will find a lot of similarities, even in the technique itself. Type. Why we should talk about handicraft when it comes to sustainable tourism development? The story started in 2003 when UNESCO has declared what's so-called the Convention of Safeguarding the Intangible Heritage and enlisted one of the item, number E, the traditional craftsmanship. So according to this convention, the craftsmanship has become one of the components of our intangible heritage. Being enlisted in the UNESCO convention, this means that it has to be kept and maintained and transferred and also made full use of it in the tourism sector and for the benefit of the local community. UNESCO also have mentioned that heritage must bring benefit to the local community in order to be sustainable. And Dr. Tariq Rashid was talking about sustainability and sustainable tourism in his lecture, and he said that all the experts in tourism, they are not agree on a specific definition about sustainable tourism, right? I think that most of the experts and the researchers, they agree on the definitions that has been adopted by UNWTO, which says that sustainable tourism is a tourism that meets the demands of the local community and meets the demands of tourists without compromising the demand of the future generation. This is what I had known. Why it is important to talk about craft and tourism? Because actually, if we want to keep and maintain and bring the benefit to the local community, and if what we can call benefited from the handicraft, of course, I'm gonna be motivated to educate my friends, my sons. So the handicraft will continue, so the heritage will continue, so it's going to be sustainable. And of course, tourism will generate income. Why? Because according to the UNWTO, the average tourist spends around 20 to 80 on handicraft purchases in developing countries. It's a source of income. It's not only that, but also tourism. If you just look at all the sub-industries of tourism, you will find that handicrafts, according to this research, it generates the maximum profit to the local community compared to accommodation, excursion, food and beverage. How much is going to the local community from handicrafts is 55, compared to 11% from accommodation, 13% food and beverage, 36% from the excursions. So how can handicraft benefit tourism sector? We have mentioned that how can tourism benefit the handicraft sector, but how can handicraft benefit the tourism sector? We all know that we have learned that any person is trying to make a decision is pushed and pulled. Pushed by psychological factors. Usually he wants to change the routine, he wants to change, he wants to meet new people, new culture. So he's going to decide, or he's going to take the decision to travel. But to where is, this is determined according to the pull factors. The factors that related to the destination itself. And they found like 70% of the pull factors are cultural oriented factors. And being as a cultural component, I mean the handicraft, so it is one of the unique selling points that can increase or motivate the tourist to choose a certain destination. Not only that, but I just quoted this phrase from one of the researchers who said, when the tourists go back to their countries, the handicrafts which they have bought seem to say, look where I have been, to everyone who sees this handicraft. This means what? It's a marketing campaign. It's unpaid marketing campaign, right? We didn't pay anything. What else? It has a double nature. It has a double nature. Although all the countries and the institutions who are focusing on handicrafts, they are focusing on increase the sales of the tangible product in order to increase the revenue, in order to benefit the local community. Great. But the UNESCO, when in its categorization, has high, because they have given the importance to the skill of the crafter, not to the craft itself. Okay? So we can make full use of both of the tangible and the intangible nature of the handcraft. All of what has mentioned has motivated different countries all over the world to take care of such perfect chance and potential, okay, to benefit the local community. India, for example, India has registered each and every crafter in the Indian country to make full use of, to have the database, and in order to make full use of it when it comes to taking a decision. You can look to the Indian craft map. You will never find, has developed what's so-called Ministry of Handicraft. USA, United States of America, has developed what's so-called the American Craft Council. Japan has developed what you call one village, one product, where each village is specialized in one product according to the raw materials they have. Even my country, Egypt, we have initiated 3 institutions, 3 entities to take care of the handicraft sector. One is under the Ministry of Tourism called Egyptian Chamber of Tourist Commodities, and Egyptian Chamber of Handicrafts, and Egyptian Export Council for Handicraft. And even we started to promote handicrafts on our official tourism website, on the Ministry of Tourism website, which called Egypt.travel. Bosnia and Herzegovina, they started to make a campaign which says buy handicrafts. UK started to make a campaign called buy handmade product. Fiji, which is a very small island, started to make a campaign which entitled you can help keep our money in our country, buy Fijian craft, handicraft. So let's go directly to our case study. Akhmim. Akhmim, as I have mentioned, is a small city in Sohag Governorate in Egypt. It's famous for handicrafts. It's famous for hand waving. And try to search the internet about the hand waving in Akhmim. Just Google hand waving in Akhmim, and you will find that there is a lot or many pieces all over the world are exhibited in most of or a big number of museums all over the world that created in Akhmim. The government effort actually recently, not too recent actually, in 1990, the government has established what's so-called the village of hand wavers. The government said that I'm gonna collect all the hand waver in a village. I'm gonna provide each hand waver with a house that consists of 2 rooms, 1 room for living, one living room, and 1 for hand loom. And they started to deliver him with the raw material and to get just the final product. So the crafter is totally focused on the craft, not to, okay. These are some of the products that created in Akhmim, hand waving. Okay, but try to search the internet about the current status in Akhmim. You will find this result. The village of wavers in Sohag has been established with the help of Canadian and eliminated by the Egyptian government. There are only 100 looms in Akhmim because of bureaucracy. 3,900 looms in Akhmim were closed because of bureaucracy. So there is a problem. Okay, there is an effort that has been done by the government, but the result is so bad actually. But when I did my practical study, I found like 78% of Akhmim hand weaver, they are searching for a better chance and they want to leave the profession. This means that the craft is not sustainable. Okay, so this means that the craft is on the verge of extinction. Not only that, around 90% of the hand weaver in Akhmim, they said that we will never educate our children in this profession because there is no future for this profession. Okay? And these are all the challenges that they have mentioned when I asked them about, the challenges, to rate the challenges they are facing. Marketing come number first. But with studying, I found that marketing is the surface, actually, it's a problem that appear on the surface of, that it's not the real problem. The real problem is they have lack of pricing techniques, they have lack of packaging techniques, they have lack of marketing skills, they have lack. So all of these problems has created the marketing problem. But the practitioners, they don't know, or they don't think about these hidden problems. The second case, Bushambali is very famous, as I have mentioned, in hand waving. And Bushambali is located in Telangana, and the government has made very, very unique issue when Bushambali sari, it is famous for the Indian sari, has won intellectual property rights protection or geographical indication certification, and it is the first traditional handicraft in India to get such geographical indication or certification. The government also, we're gonna display the government effort first, and then we're gonna evaluate the current status of the hand-made products. The government has made what you call like a museum. So if you are going to Bushambali, you will pass through a museum that document all the tools that is used in hand waving since thousands of years. And these are all the products that is being made in Bushambali, and these are some of the prices, 18,000. So if you just want to evaluate the current status of hand waving in Bushambali, it is enough just to search the internet and to see that what the practitioners have mentioned about their future, about the future of the craft. One of the practitioners had said, previously Bushambali was full of talented wavers who used to do magic in the looms. to produce the best handloom product. We now can see very small number of crafters. I cannot afford to wear, one of the crafters, she's mentioning this. I cannot afford to wear a Bushambali silk sari. You have seen the prices of Bushambali, right, on the internet. She had mentioned that I cannot afford to wear a Bushambali silk sari when asked about she had any special creation in her wardrobe. Okay? So Bushambali is the same cluster like Akhmim, and they are suffering from the same problems, and we feel that the two clusters are excellent, but they are not actually, and they are on the verge of extinction by time. Most of the crafters, most of the hand weavers will leave their profession if they found better jobs. So there is no loyalty for the profession. And they will never educate their children because of the bad future of the profession. So the conclusion is, the craft of hand weaving in both, in Akhmim and Bushambali, although they are very famous either in Egypt or in India, is performing at a level far below its potential as a sustainable tourism product. It's really on the verge of extinction, and this means that we are losing heritage, we are losing tourism, and we are losing our identity. So what should we do? We're not going to invent the wheel. Yani. We are just, copy the best practices all over the world. Bureau, for example, all the people, as I have mentioned, they are focusing on the tangible part of the product. But Bureau has mentioned something else. Bureau have mentioned that if you are interested to see how this product is made, I'm going to provide you with the itinerary that enable you to see all the process, all the steps from the raw material to the final product. So in this case, the tourist is motivated to pay much more money because he has already knew the effort that has been done to create such a product. It's a tourism itinerary. It's not only that. Some countries said that if the tourist has enough money, why just to see? Let him get involved in the manufacturing of a certain handicraft. So they call it craft it yourself or craft your gift. Any tourist will take back to his country some gifts to his relative and family. So why to purchase a ready-made handicraft? You can craft it. You can craft it with love, with emotion. Different countries all over the world has made specific events for handicrafts. Actually, in Egypt, there is one called Tunis Village Festival. In order to motivate the people to go to the village and meet the crafters and showcase the handmade product. In Egypt, we have done something else. We have mentioned that not only the tangible product, let's sell the story of two issues. The crafter himself and the destination at which the craft was created. So when you take the craft, you take not the tangible product, you take the experience. Who made your product and why this destination is famous for this hand waving. Recently, we have developed what's so-called a barcode, and I was talking to Dr. Tariq Rashid, because we found that the crafters, when they asked about the material, about the price, about different issue, because of the language barrier, they cannot respond. So in order to come over such a challenge, we have created a barcode, which when scanned, all the information, all of this information will pop up to the tourist. Who made it? Characteristics of the product, the material, time that was taken to be made in order to distinguish between the ready-made products and the handmade products. You are trying to justify why you are paying little bit higher price when it compared to the ready-made product, the price and any other information. Spain has made what's so-called thematic tourism, thematic itinerary. The itinerary that has a topic, that has a theme. They called it arts and crafts routes. So if you are interested in pottery, for example, I'm going to provide you with an itinerary through the whole country that enable you to see all the crafts, all the handcrafters who are very famous on pottery and the pottery clusters, and to talk to them and to know more information about them. Okay. Some people has made the certificate of authenticity, and this has been made because actually the tourists in our countries, they do not recognize or they cannot differentiate between the ready-made products and the handmade products. So the government has decided to put a certificate with each handmade product to tell the tourists that it is handmade, which is stamped with a certain stamp. So it is a justification and accreditation for the handmade product. We need also to provide the practitioners, the hand weavers, with vocational training, not only actually on the design, on the motives. They have to know how to market, how to price, how to package their product. Recommendation: Akhmim Abu Shambali hand weaving practitioner access to the tourism market should be increased. Why? Because the intermediators, the wholesaler and retailers who take the product from the practitioner and sell it to the end user, they take the maximum amount of profit. But when it comes to the real practitioner, he takes the minimum amount of profit. There should be routes for selling hand weaving textile nearby tourism attraction. So if, for example, if I have to go Bush Shambali in order to get the Bush Shambali products, maybe I don't have the chance to go to Bush Shambali. But if I have access to the Bush Shambali product near the museum, near the temple, so you're gonna meet the demand of great number of people, customer who doesn't have the availability or who doesn't have the chance to go to the village itself. Marketing research have to be done to customize the product. Thank you very much.